will be a demonstration of the Quickdraw Weaving program's usage in order to enter an existing pattern draft for a Drawloom pattern. Now, unfortunately, I've had a hard time trying to find a sample reference pattern for Drawloom since the weft files are not overly compatible because of the countermarch or counterbalance structure in the tie-up. So what I actually ended up looking at, this is from the demonstration file from the WeavePoint complex drafting tools. I'm going to work from this sample, set that so I can see as much of it as I can. Now, for this particular pattern, I've got 5 ground shafts, 5 ground treadles, and 6 pattern shafts. So the first thing, let me tell Quickdraw what I'm doing. So I'm going to come in, tell her what I Drawloom, 5 ground shafts, 5 ground treadles, and 6 draw cords. So it's a total of 11 shafts. So I'm now ready to start actually entering the pattern. So when I go back to the view, I've got that basic setup. Tie it, select all, let me delete the existing tie-up. Now let me start with entering the tie-up. First I'm going to zoom in. Now the convention I chose on Quickdraw rather than what WeavePoint is using, if I take a mouse and do a up movement, a rising thread, another rising thread. If I do a down movement, it gives me an X for a falling shed. Looks like I clobbered that one. Now the other thing it will also do is, say for that one should not be there, if I just click in it without moving, it will just delete it. So depending upon whether the mouse moves up, down, or doesn't move, I've set a rising, falling shed in the countermarch tie-up. The floating threads have no mark in them. Okay, so now I want to do a rising shed, falling shed, yeah, it should be a falling shed, rising, and falling. So now I should have that same pattern set up. If I just ask for a straight line, that will set up the skeleton tie-up. So now my complete tie-up is set and ready to go. So now next thing I need to do is I've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 1 is my basic unit repeat. So when I go back over to here, Quickdraw, work, select all, and delete so I can start over again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 1. So that's my basic pattern structure. So if I copy that, I can then ask for a paste to draw on that tool. Let me zoom back out and get there with the clicks up there too. That was a mouse wheel. And as I just drag that pattern across, I've got as many copies of that as I want. So that ended up on shaft 1 was the end of that repeat. Okay, so that gives me multiple units. So I've got the basic unit structure. Now I need to add the draw threads. And one thing I need to consider, this pattern, it's 3 threads high, then one open draw thread. So if I go back and I want to turn off the autofill, because if I do autofill, it would fill in the entire block here. So for the first one should be three threads. Let me select the right tool. So I've got 3 there, skip 1, 3 there, skip 1, 3 there, skip 1, 3 there, skip 1, 3 there, skip 1. Another 3, not that one, 3. And 1 more. Okay, so this should be my basic block. So I've got more. This could be a second repeat, so I'm just going to delete that for now. So now I've got a single repeat of the patterns. From there, it goes to thread 1, then back up and cycles through. Well, let me think about the colors. So it's 3 gray and a blue. So let me select the warp, select all on the warp. So first the dark blue, set it up, and then 3 grays. So I've now got my warp set up so that warp coloration should be good. Now let me start working on the weft. My weft sequence is 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, and so forth. So let me go to the weft, select all, delete it. 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5, and then that pattern repeats. That's my unit structure for the weft. And so again, I'm just going to kind of grab that block, copy it. I'm then going to ask it to paste. So that's got several repeats. Now I want to start adding the draw threads. So I've got, so the easiest way to fill the draw threads was going to be the fill tool. First block is 4 vertical, 2 wide. Then it's going to be the next 4, the next 4, so they're 2 thread offsets. And that actually should be 6, and it's going to start. And I got something off. So that actually should be 1 repeat of the weft. Oops, plus those 2. Actually, that's 1 copy of the repeat. So that should be the basic threading and treadling setup. I need to color the weft. So I'm in weft. In this case, let me use. So the first one is, so I want the light blue on top, and then the light gray for the second one. So I've got the rotation set up, and I select it. And I've now got the pattern set in. If I actually look at it this way and compare that to the original reference, so I can see that pretty much I've got the same pattern appearing on the screen as I had from the original document. And I'm not going to save that by virtue of the fact that I don't own the original pattern there. So, and thank you.